Greetings, Star Trek Fleet Commanders. I am the Angry Rhino. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, I'm going to continue with my videos of crews that should work and do work in wave defense. One of my last video, I don't even remember which video it was, I suggested Pike Moreau, new Pike, and I hinted that maybe Janeway, new Picard, or new Data could also be an option for wave defense, but wasn't necessarily sure that they work in wave defense. Just because we assume that because they're hostiles doesn't mean they're actually programmed that way. We don't always understand what the hell these designers are doing. Here you can see the system I was in. That was one of the wave defense systems, Yaila something. And you can see Pike Moreau Data. So let's take a look here. And yeah, I'll pull up the calculator so you can see right off the bat, because Data triggers at the start of the battle. Unlike Picard, you need to hit first and then he will activate. I will go over whether he works or not later in the video. And you see 54%, assuming I did that correctly. Yeah. Okay. Should it be 54%? That seems like a lot. Part of that is the isolytic damage I have going against hostiles. Data and Picard both increase your Isolytic Cascade, so it's not just an extra 15%. It is increasing your isolytic damage as well. Plus, with OG Pike here. So you essentially, you're going to do 50% more damage. I thought I did the calculations and it wasn't 54%. I don't know what happened. Must just suck at math. But, because you see, where is it? Where's Data? Data is 15%. Times 2.2 would be 30 per, what is 1/5 of 53? So it should be 33%. So I must have that much isolytic damage. I can't look at it because I don't have, I'd have to go to another video to pull that up to see what I do normally. Do I even have any? I don't think I have any. Where? I don't even know what my normal isolytic damage is. See, here I was farming with the Borg cube. I mean, that is low. What is my normal isolytic damage when fighting hostiles? Only 3%. Wow, does it really amplify it that much? That's interesting. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if maybe I don't really understand how Isolytic Cascade works, which it's relatively confusing. But what I do know is with Pike Moreau Data, new Data, I'm dealing 54% isolytic damage right off the bat. That's a lot of damage. Especially seeing as mitigate 0 isolytic damage. None of that is mitigated. So that 4 million, yeah, 80% is going to go to the shield and 20% is going to go to your hull. Their hull, I'm sorry. The hostiles' hull. At least until the shields are depleted. Which you can see here, depleted. And here I'm doing 9.5 million damage to the hull. That's a lot. It's looking like Data really is the best option. I have Data at tier, whatever the hell tier this Data is. I can tier him up. I will have enough event store currency to buy a few shards and tier him up, which I will do. And I'm going to suggest that you do it as well. As you can see how good it is. Now, let's go all the way to the bottom. Okay, that's what it was. Let's take a look at, that's the wrong one. Where is the one? There we go. I did kind of flip this. I put Pike Moreau, New Picard on the Sompek, which doesn't work out that well. And it's a tricky thing with Picard. You have to hit the hostile first. Now, you would have to pay attention to your ship and its firing pattern. With my Sanctus, firing pattern is 3-1-3-1-3-1. With the Sompek, it's 2-1-2-1-2-1. So the firing pattern with the Sanctus is actually more beneficial with New Picard. But take a look at it here. No activations of Picard yet because, oh no, wait, this is him shooting me. Oh, well. Right, Picard doesn't actually even activate. I found one where he activated. Well, let's just check this out here. This will tell me how much. 8, 6, 8, 9, 2 to 5. 1, 2, 5, 1, 8. That's actually 9.5%. I had one that went 2 rounds. Where the hell is that? Oh, son of a bitch. There we go. This battle went 2 rounds. See Picard activating here. And let's find the increase. 4, 8, 7, 0, 9, 5, 1, 9, 7, 21.5%. So it goes from 9.5% to 21.5%, an increase of 12%, which is very nice. So let's go down here. This would be with 2 activations of Picard. So 9.5% with no activation of Picard, 21.5% with 1 activation of Picard, which that increased by 12%. So what is the increase now? Goes up to 33.5%. So an increase of 12% each time. Okay. Still, even with 2 activations of Picard, I didn't get the where Data was. Which makes sense because my Picard is only doing 5% each time. So 2 activations, it would only be 10%. So if you kind of look at it that way. Data is 15. How many shots do you need of Picard to equal what Data would bring you? If I was using my damn Sanctus with Picard, it would be well, 3 activations of Picard in the first round, so then I could look at the second round and it should be relatively equal. But actually, the increase, it's not going to be. Why is it doing? Why did Data do 54%? Picard, I mean, even with one more activation, increasing by 12% each time, that would only be 45%. No, yes, 45.5%. Odd. You know what? Did I have whole reach? I might have had whole reach. That's why. Let's go all the way to the top. Which one was I looking at? Did B'Elanna activate? B'Elanna did activate. So that would trigger. That would trigger the extra isolytic damage you get for whatever artifact that is. It says whenever an interceptor has hull breach on its enemy, it gets more isolytic damage. That's the only way that makes sense at 54%. Because 54% does seem high. Especially if my base, you saw when I didn't have any activations of Picard, it was like 9%. But then what? I hate isolytic damage. It is very hard to figure out. But that does add emphasis on trying things out. Part of, me doing a video and going through some of these battle logs, trying to share this information with you in efforts to hopefully explain to you or give you ideas of what the best crew could or may or is the best for you to use during wave defense. Pike Moreau is going to work. It is. So you got to use Pike Moreau. The strength of these hostiles, and I'm not seeing any ship abilities that say increase their piercing and therefore neutralize Moreau. Of course, even if they did, then maybe you could use other Picard, the first Picard, and Beverly, and then get one of your isolytic damage peoples, Isolytic Cascade peoples. Okay, where the hell was I thinking about all this math? And God, I hate math. Really starting to hate math. But yet, we're playing video games. Why do we got to do so much math? Wow. Okay. But really what you want to do here is Pike Moreau in either New Data or New Picard, assuming you have them unlocked. Of course, they are an event store, so you could unlock them if you feel like it. Which, looking at this, you're going to want to feel like it. Or even Janeway, if you have Janeway. Janeway should also work. Her ability is the same as Data's. But take a look at what ship you are using and what ships you are looking to get into the future, and which officer, either Data or Janeway or New Picard, is going to be best for you. I'll be able to tier up Data sometime during this month, so I'll get him up to 20%. Now, I would need 4 activations of Picard for him to equal Data. It's not... I wouldn't say that Picard is better than Data there. I would say Data would be the best option here for a few reasons. One, he's a rare, so he should be much cheaper to tier up. He should be anyway. Now, the downside is you may not have that many officer stats, and it might be somewhat hard to hit all your crew bonuses, but you can see me here with the Sanctus, and you saw the numbers. It was this one right here. 54%. I'm already dealing 54% isolytic damage with the first shot. You want that. These are very hard hostiles. Most of you have done the wave defense. You know they're hard. To a certain extent, some of it is speed. It is going to be necessary. So maybe you want to try to get Riker, Picard, Data. Should be a lot of speed and a lot of isolytic damage. And with Riker, maybe getting some crit chances in there. Critical hits on top of all that isolytic damage is going to be a lot. All right. Yes. Wrapping this up. My opinion for most of you out there, and probably myself, Pike, Moreau, OG Pike, and Data is going to be a very good crew for wave defense, if not the best crew for wave defense, because of the wide variety of hostiles it's going to work against. It's going to work against every single hostile. Is it going to be the best crew to take out said hostile? It is going to depend on the hostile, but it is going to absolutely work against everybody. It is not specific for the hostile. Being in the event store month with new data in the event store, definitely worth some event store currency to unlock, and if you have enough, upgrade him, depending on what other things you may want in the event store. This new data is worth it. Absolutely. Comment below. Do you have the new Picard and the new data? Have you used them both in hostile grinding? Which one do you think is better? Let's say use them in wave defense because you don't need the extra loot ability from Picard in the wave defense. Have you figured it out for yourself and which one is better for you? Well, I totally got distracted. What the hell else was I going to say? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Be sure to like and subscribe. I am the Angry Rhino. Shields up, Commanders.